Hi, and today we have another episode of Let's Ask Tom. So today is going to be a real interesting one. Over the years, Tom has always told me, I have all these people that I train, mostly women, that will say, oh, can't you just give me Carmen Electra's legs or Kim Kardashian's butt, or whatever, and just do whatever her trainer does. And Tom would just look at him and have to give him this long explanation of why that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I just thought it would be real interesting for people to hear, because people automatically think, oh yeah, if you train it, you're going to look exactly like that person. So, we thought we'd kind of look at that a little closer today and talk about that.
Yes. It's very interesting. People see a celebrity with a certain body part they like, or they're attractive. Remember, people who are attractive celebrities or personalities are born that way and made that way. But the fact you can't, if you want to look like Carmen Electra, you need to have Carmen Electra's parents. And if she has a sister, that doesn't mean her sister is going to be exactly like, she might look similarly, but even amongst brothers and sisters, the way genetics work out, you might have one to be a good athlete and mother a decent athlete. And you're not.
It's interesting, because my sister and I our calves are very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like hers are much smaller and leaner,
mm-hmm.
and mine are much heavier calves.
Yeah.
And so even within the same family,
right? And exactly.
Same parents.
And you'll say the same thing.
Yeah.
They unfortunately don't say this around the wrong people, but the same thing in litter of puppies or cats or something. You'll see similarities and differences in genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a celebrity, and back in my days, you'd see someone like Steve Reeves in Hercules, and if you do his exact workout, you won't look like Steve Reeves. If you see Arnold Schwarzenegger and many guys have tried to do Arnold's exact workout, you don't look like Arnold. You didn't have his parents. And there's an old saying, it goes back, is if you want to look like that person, next time choose your parents more correctly. If you want to be a better athlete or a genius doctor, genetics have a strong component to it.
Yes.
And, of course, nature and nurture we talk about.
And the other thing is that, we're all born with our own certain anatomical features, and if you were to train like that other person, it may not actually be the right training for you, just based on your anatomy.
Right.
Could be totally wrong for you.
Particularly like limb length, like squatting. We all know about limb length and squatting, limb length and deadlifting and bench pressing. And anybody in that lifting world knows what those things mean. Outside of that, it really doesn't make a difference because you're not competing at those levels. And the same thing in training. If someone says, I run 5 days a week this distance, and they look good, but they may have been born with a decent amount of muscle in their body, so they just get leaner. And they look, all they do is run. Look at them. But if you ran, you'd have maybe less muscle.
And I think it also takes like a good trainer to look at you and say, okay, your best feature is this. Let's really work on this. I'll work on the other stuff too, of course, too. But if you want to really enhance that one feature, let's go for it. And it takes somebody from the outside, because a lot of times, like you would say to me, oh, you have this good feature, and I would have no clue what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's most of the time, yeah.
So it'll take somebody from the outside to tell you, hey, this is really a good feature on you, and let's enhance it.
Yeah, the same people will cut hair, or people with skin tones and put on makeup, or people with height, they may get their clothing cut to a certain length and stuff like that.
But you just should accentuate your really good features and try to enhance those while you're still working on the other ones. I mean, that's kind of what I think people kind of overlook. That they overlook it, and they're just looking out towards some celebrity that they think that they could emulate, and it's not always possible.
Right. It's just you're not gonna do that. You can look at top models. You're not going to be a top model. You can look at the top athlete. I've worked with top athletes. It's another species. Yeah. I've been around top models, and walking, standing, framework. That girl next to you is not going to be a model.
So you're much better, just working within your own unique makeup and making the best of it. And I think it always helps to have somebody from the outside tell you, I think this is be really good for you to do. Because you yourself, you don't always know you can't always identify those.
You need to
features about yourself.
Right. You need to accept your limitations, but also know what your strengths are. And sometimes it takes someone else to point out your strengths, and it could be very powerful, particularly in your youth.
Yes.
They point out, "Oh, you've got really long legs," and like, "Wow, I feel good about myself." But mom and dad never said that to you.
Yeah.
So, but looking at a celebrity, that you're doing the same thing, and you're looking for some sort of positive feedback. Like, if I look like this celebrity,
then I'll be okay.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you can't look like that celebrity because that's a
Yeah.
product of genetics.
Exactly.
And
you're looking at something that you don't possess, but not that you can't work on it, but it's not, you're never going to reach that point, even if you did have their trainer
right
to do it.
They'll give you some good tips, but you're not going to be a top athlete. You're not going to be a top
just like
model.
It's such a common thing that I know you've run into, so I just wanted you to.
Yeah, I've had women say I want legs like Carmen Electra, or elbows like Patty Hearst, or something
so
like
you can
this.
say, "Oh, well, we can improve your legs." I don't know that they're going to look exactly like. We can improve them, but
it's their expertise.
A lot of myths out there circulating.
They skipped biology, where they took the white and black guinea pigs and mated them and had the offspring. That's called genetics. Yeah, they missed that part.
That class.
Yeah, that class they missed. They were in the parking lot somewhere listening to Billy Joel or something like that. So. Thank you very much for the question. And if you have any more, go to tomfurman@substack.com, and I'd be glad to answer them.